Oh, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I just noticed that we were almost going live on two different channels there. Can't be having that on a Sunday morning. How are you all feeling today? I'm feeling we were almost going live. I'm feeling way better than it was yesterday, that's for sure. I had a little bit of a hangover yesterday, so I thought, do you know what, I'm going to have Dia Libre. Dia o Libre. And I am on the water this morning. Irishman in Porto's been up since 4 o'clock to get to the airport for 5:50 to catch a flight, and it's delayed till 10:30. Ah, the life of a football cameraman, huh? The life of a football cameraman. Anyway, Celtic news-wise, Celtic still don't have a manager. Celtic went into a little bit of they didn't want to make it public, did they? They didn't want to come out in public and say we have extended until Monday. If you haven't renewed your season ticket and it's been an oversight, you've maybe been a bit busy. Off to Toronto. If I could swap jobs with anybody on this channel, it would be Paul, Irishman in Portland. That's the only one. It would mean having to do like do you see yourself do you see that as a proper job? I mean, it's just filming football. It's just, I mean, it's a lifestyle, isn't it? It's not really a job, is it? It's no disrespect to cameramen. Trust me. Um, I've done enough videos over the years to know how hard it is to be the perfect cameraman. But it is the one person. If I could swap jobs tomorrow, it would be with that one. Anyway, Celtic have not got a new manager. Celtic have not got any new directors. Celtic have not got any new players lined up. Celtic do not have a head of recruitment. Celtic do not have a director of football. And at this point, Celtic don't have an assistant manager. They don't have a manager. We don't have a chairman of the board. We've had a part-time stand-in chairman of the board since January. We're now on the Sunday, the 31st of May. Tomorrow is June. Hurrah! Real hot weather. As if it's not started already. Tomorrow is June, and that means that there's around about 5 weeks. 5 weeks until the players come back to pre-season training. That's unbelievable. The renewals must be that low for the board to extend the deadline. They sometimes do it, but when they do it, Mr. Squeak, they make it public. They never made it public this time. All they did was send out emails to the 12, 13, 14, 15,000 people that have not renewed. So it's a very Celtic issue. I'm going to jump into the comments this morning. Feels like we're going up the Clyde without a paddle. Yeah, is that. The only thing Celtic has is us, which is the fans. Celtic have more fucking problems. Yeah, they've got a lot more problems than that. 25-26 season, not long over, and this board have made me seething already. We'd be better without all the equipment humping this off on planes. Not to glamour it up yet, it seems likewise standing outside stadiums in all weather whilst waiting to go live. It's great, mate. It's great. Trust me. Right, used to fuck off. Don't start your nonsense, bloody cats. Mate, I've been on stage in front of 20, 30,000 folk, and I know what it's like just being out on stage in front of folk, being on and everything that goes along with gigs and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, that's a great life. Do you know, just standing about waiting for kick-off. Like fucking pissing the rain and that. It'd be roasting hot where you're going as well. Toronto, it'd be nice at this time of year. Do you get much chance to see much of the places that you go to, or is it just like in? Well, you're there early, aren't you? So I mean, the World Cup's not kicking off for a while, so you must get some time off to do some sightseeing. Anyway, It beats sitting in here looking out to the well, does it? It beats sitting in here looking out to the Mediterranean, and the temperature already is it's 26.7 degrees in the house, and it's 27.7 degrees outside the house. Put this fan on. Got a new fan for my desk to try and keep me cool in the summer. It's blowing right in my face. Let's just move it in there. Right, let's get back into the chat of Celtic. The players go back on the 26th of June. I didn't think it was as late as that because last year it was the 1st of July. Are you sure it is that week? What have I got this one on? Let me get the calendar because obviously quite a lot of players will be at the World Cup. 26th would be the Monday. Tuesday, sorry. Is there not more chance of them going back on the 2nd of... No, that's the 2nd of June. Yeah, there's more chance of them going back on the 2nd of June. No, July, sorry. See, I'm all confused now. Yeah, you might be right, because Wednesday's the 1st of July. Yeah, you might be right. Friday the 26th. Go back that Friday to get all their weights done and everything, aren't they? They go back and they get all their... Let's see who's been a right fat during the holidays. Let's see who's not, because usually it's the week before you start seeing them going on to Instagram and stuff and posting them back in the gym. Fuck, let's get fit again. I've totally ruined my body over the last 3 weeks, drinking pints after pints. I'd be drinking cocktails. With Billy Gilmour at the World Cup, do you think that Kalmak will go? Nope. Kalmak retired from World Cup football, and there would be no way back for Kalmak. Kalmak wouldn't want to go anyway. What some of this will be? Sell up Dara Desmond. I know who would buy. Only hope someone with a plan. No way we get deals done in 5 weeks. It's unbelievable to think that Celtic are in this mess again. You know, this has the only one good thing about it is it has remnants of the Ange Postecoglou summer. And maybe Celtic will be hoping that the next manager can come in and have the same kind of miracles as Ange Postecoglou and what he had at his time at Celtic. But then again, Ange Postecoglou had quite a good CEO at the club at the time in Dominic Mackay. And I listened to his interview and he never gave anything away, did he? Not a thing. So, it is what it is with Don Mackay, yeah? It's going to pish down here, usual weather. Summer weather. Yeah. Saying nothing. There's no candidates left to take on the manager's job unless it's Martinez and Keane going to Spurs, says Jim. No one's been offered the job. That's the issue. So Celtic are this reliance that we have that everything has to go through someone that doesn't own the club, someone that's just a majority shareholder, is everything that's wrong at Celtic. I mean, we're the season's over and done with now. The meltdowns are kind of still going on. People are still complaining that Celtic won the league and the Champions League needs to be handed to Hearts because there was a bit of a pitch invasion in the Champions League last night. There was pyro went off as well. It was a bit over exuberance by the team from Paris. Whilst the team in Paris were celebrating winning the Champions League in a foreign country, Paris was burning. Anyway, that's enough of that talk. Still no manager, no certified head of recruitment, still no competent CEO, still have a dictator for a majority shareholder, still working a job of squad to watch on the park, same old pash. Depends, have to do city reports sometimes, but not much. Was in Egypt filming AFCON. Closest got to see the camels of the Pirates, was going past in the car. it would still be cool, mate, to see the pyramids just even in the car. Do you know what I mean? That would be cool. I know you're like, they're just at the back of the city, aren't they? People don't realise it. You get these pictures of them, and you think that these pyramids are like miles from anywhere, and there's nobody about. But then you turn the camera the other way, and you've got a big city in the background. Mental. But yeah, that would be cool. I could probably just get a boat and and roll over. Get a wee speedboat. I could get over to Egypt. No, it's Morocco that I'd hit first, or Algeria. Algiers. Um, Celtic looking for any players to bring in? But you kind of hope so. Keane won't be going to Spurs. Lee Griffiths came back like a whale. Remember when Lee Griffiths was eating Tunnock's tea cakes in the bin? He never gave a shit, did he? He was like, I could easily do it. Do you think we should sign Dykes as he would do a better job than Big Tam? Jim Lister, you're on the drink this morning. Not a chance. Loads of managers available. Slot, yeah, there's loads available, and it's typical for. There's two things going on at Celtic. There's the boards have given Dermot Desmond a list of managers that they think would be compatible with the club, and then there's Dermot Desmond who'll be sitting thinking, going, it could be one of those moments like 25 years ago when he brought in Martin O'Neill. It could be one of those moments where Dermot Desmond just goes out and gets the guy that he wants, that he knows will do fantastic things, which means it's going to be fucking Robbie Keane, isn't it? Anyway. Typical for Scotland. Done a roof, got burnt, now it's raining. Sound. The board don't have ambition, especially Dermot, so get used to it and expect Martin to be in charge. A lot of people say it would be a good thing for Martin to remain in charge, but for the longevity and going forward for the club, and in a European context, I think it would be a bad thing in the long term. We need to get past this short-termism kind of thing. Waiting on one man's decisions getting old. It's terrible. Oof, Irishman in Porto's delayed again with his flight to Toronto. My missus' flight was delayed the other day. It's pushing down in shots. What do you think of the rumour of Arnie Slot? Not a chance. Not a chance. Not a chance. Celtic wouldn't even approach somebody like Arnie Slot. It's pushing down in shots. It should only be a majority decision, not a one-man one. It shouldn't even be a shareholder's decision. The whole reason that you have a board in place is because these are the people that run the club on a daily basis. These are the ones that make the decisions. No person that is just a shareholder, I don't care if he's the biggest shareholder, he should not be having any input into a private, public, limited company. Not one jot. That's what I should be doing. We're on the paddle board. Instead of I'm sitting here talking to you. The paddle boarders are out. Yeah, the majority decision. It's Dylan Gray here. Hopefully, Musselburgh is better after the Musselburgh darts tournament today. Is anybody going to Hampden today to see the girls? I wonder if the mainstream media will have as much hatred for last night when they did Celtic Hearts game. Won't hold my breath though. You see the Celtic scarf in the PSG end. Not everyone takes the tour. Ambition equals money. We have no desire to spend. I tell that to Bodo Glimt. Bodo Glimt doesn't spend big money. Don't know, their finances. Let's talk about finances. Finances of Celtic 2 seasons ago were 143 million. and this is where we talk about trying to compete. And people will say, oh, I don't want to hear any of it. Fucking Celtic spend more than anybody else in the Scottish League. For the betterment of football, we need all teams to try and do something in Europe. When you look at the money that Arsenal have made, this season, Arsenal Football Club are going to make in the region, they've already made in this financial year over 750 million. Arsenal could become the first club to top 1 billion. No, wait a minute. They can't be the richest club. Surely not. But anyway, in the English league, they are. They've crossed over the 750 million pound turnover. That's phenomenal, isn't it? Celtic, and they made over 300 million in TV revenue. 300 million in TV revenue. I saw a 10-second teaser video about something happening at Celtic on Tuesday, but you see that? No, it was John Paul Dykes in the Celtic State of Mind. It's nothing to do with Celtic. It's John Paul Dykes putting a video, I don't know, Celtic State of Mind. Not when the fucking hotel was opposite them. Open your curtains. Pyramids. Fucking pyramids. DD isn't the majority shareholder. He has the largest number of shares. Everyone else can outvote him. But they don't. So he is the biggest shareholder. He holds the biggest amount of shares as one person. It's going to take years for... I'm not even going down that road anymore. I'm kind of parking the bus on it, because we can say, oh, but there's so many shareholders. If we all get together, do it this summer then. But instead, you've got people that are coming out and saying, oh, it's going to take 2 years to happen. You've got other organisations that's been trying to do it for 20 fucking odd years. It's not going to get changed. We are not going to get changed this summer. Not going to get changed at all. Don't know. Whilst I respect all comments, there is absolutely no way that he will be outvoted. Not a chance that he'll be outvoted. You're not having a great morning, Irishman on Porto. Do you think it's true? Baz, do you think it was true Celtic won Arne Slot? We'll wait and see. I don't think it is. Arne Slot ain't going to Celtic. That's what I hope. Just hope I get the connected flight from Montreal to Toronto. I had a 4-hour layover. It's now reduced to 2. It's now just a case of getting off one flight and getting on the other with all your camera gear. Arne Slot's not coming to Scottish football. Do you think it's just between Keane and Martin O'Neill, or do you think there are other names? I think Dermot will be stuck between a rock and a hard place. And I think that Dermot... Arne Slot, why not? Do I feel utter disgust at the sound of that? It's not a disgust for me. Celtic haven't got the ambition to go for somebody like that. I don't think so. Dermot will keep Martin, so it takes the heat off him, just like when he brought Martin back last year, so it takes the heat off him. Yep, that's it exactly. He will speak to Martin O'Neill, and Martin O'Neill will say to him, do you know, he'll be like, come on, mate, I'm 74-year-old, man. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know if I could really put up with it. I mean, it's okay doing it for 3 or 4 months, but the rigours of a season, and people say, well, look at Dick Advocaat, he's 78. It's international football. You're not on the training pitch every day. You're not looking at players from other teams. You're not reading scouting reports. You know, it's not a it's it's not a 10 hour a day job. International manager. I mean, I think if Martin O'Neill was going to go into any type of management, international international football may suit him better. But I don't think that Martin O'Neill's going to get that chance again. I think he knows that this is his last swan song in football, unless some team offer him like 7 million a year to come and manage a team for a year. But it's not going to happen. Dermot Desmond will be sitting going, we really need to. Celtic are meant to have a 5 year plan. And a 5 year plan does not include changing the manager every couple of months. You want some kind of stability. Let me just see if we can find the page. It's annual results. And I think that any chairman, any owner would say that we need to bring in someone that we can have a little bit of consistency with, that we could build. Because in the background, they will know that we're sitting on a certain number of trophies in will they even be thinking of that? It's funny when you see owners speaking after the Champions League football last night and speaking about backing the manager, talking about the manager. And it was refreshing. It was refreshing to see the owner of a club come out and know that they've made so much money and they're going to back the manager, they're going to build around the manager. Celtic win the league and we hear nothing. Nothing. All we got was a little statement on the website, which is just a little bit of a thank you now, gives your money type thing. So I think it's between Keane and Martin O'Neill, as there are other names out there. Dermot will be trying to bring in someone else, but I've got a funny feeling that if Keane was at Celtic Park the other day, which has been alleged, I think that it is all about getting the season tickets in and then when to announce that. Dermot will keep Martin so it takes the heat off him. We've done that one. There are fans in the pub more qualified than the board to have a decent list. Yeah, that's maybe the true. I would like Robbie Keane to get the job once the season tickets are taken up. Keane will be announced. That's what I think. How many people didn't renew their season tickets? Well, that's the interesting one because obviously that was made public that Celtic sent out an email. When you look at Celtic Facebook page, Celtic social media, I know it's this time of year, but usually the end of season ticket, I mean, the 29th, which was Friday, talking about the golf day, 28th. And I know that it's closed season and there's not a lot happens, but usually the social media puts up a little bit more. Back the girls, get your tickets for Hampden as the girls take on Rangers. We'll wait and see. And then Twitter, the land of Twitter. I wasn't looking at Celtic, I was looking at the madness that's going on in Paris. People, Celtic FC. Nothing. Nothing. Which is, should it be expected? With Celtic? I don't know. Macron's trending. No wonder. His country's a shambles. Anyway, let's jump back into the colours. More chance of Benitez than Slot and Roberto Benitez, you think so? Dermot would rather pump millions into his private island resort and put money into Celtic. Dermot doesn't need to put any of his own money into Celtic. Don't know. You have to play by the rules in FIFA. Even when they were talking about the Arsenal income that they had last night on the telly, they said that Arsenal will more than likely have to sell some players so that they can level the books, as they say. This thing that people say that we need Dermot Dempsey to pump in millions into his, he can't. Financial fair play rules means that he can't. But what Celtic can do is spend the money that's in the bank. Spend more wisely. We know that we have the money there. You don't need Dermot Desmond and his millions. Get Nichols now. Take things from there. Mm. The women's Glasgow derby's on at 1:30. We'd love to know why Don Mackay left. He was taking his break forward. Um, all he said was that he didn't fall out with anyone. He left because of personal reasons, and that he's fully enjoyed watching Celtic as a fan this season. So, although he did do an interview, it was an interview that didn't give anything away. Not a thing. Which kind of leaves people saying that did he have to sign? We know what Celtics do. You know, Brendan Rodgers had to sign one before when he left. Has Brendan Rodgers signed one again since he left this time? Because he's said absolutely nothing about Celtic. Was he given a big payoff by Celtic and said, or was it just a simple case that it was for family reasons? Don't know. You never know. It is all a bit weird. Who said Celtic spend anywhere else in the league? That's the argument that you get from fans in Scotland. But yeah, that lot spent 45 million to finish third. Morning from Crete, sweating my tits off already. Well, it's 26.8 degrees inside the house, and it's went up to 28 degrees outside the house. We are just the first team. Are we just the first team to win a double without a recognised? Oh, that's a good one. Are we the first team to win a double without a recognised striker? That's a cracker. Keep a hold of that one. That's a cracker for a Sunday morning. I don't understand how we have a tight grip on the money. Desmond won't spend, etc. It's not his personal money. So why does he dictate the rules? If it was his, then okay, but it's ours. It's true. It's Celtic's money. Celtic have earned it, and do not have to spend big money. You have to have the right manager in place as well. Well, managers prove that. So I think that the Motherwell manager, he did fantastically well. Pardon the pun. with the resources that he had. And I don't know what it is about. I did say that I admired the football that he had Motherwell playing because the passing, the one touch passing stuff was direct. Every pass was right to the player's feet. We've got this thing at Celtic where our players seem to pass it in front of a player, so to try and get a player to run onto it. Pass it to the player's feet. Don't know, you're watching the Champions League last night, Champions League football. It was a boring game, to be honest. And you know, Celtic are just so far off it in so many ways. Same shit every year. Yes, it is that. Bodo have a small advantage of playing playing in a talent intense nation, Norway. Celtic have got a nation of Scotland. Sorry, have a nation of reasonably good players. Don't know, when you look at the players that Celtic could get, Celtic have lost a lot of players. I'm glad PSG once like cannot stand Arteta. Me too. Will the board give the new manager a plan and finances to back him? Yes. They'll give him the budget, and anybody that's coming into the Celtic management position, one of the first interviews is when he's getting the interview. It's what's the budget? What's the player budget? And some managers, when they're told it's only 35 million, 35 million, some managers will go, and you want to try and compete in Europe with just spending 35 million. Yeah, good luck with that, mate. Good luck with that. Back is killing me this morning. 2 shareholders own 50% plus. Unlikely they will be outvoted. Yep. Do you have to spend if you're ambitious? Well finished fourth after all. The thing is, this is the Celtic players have a lot to answer for. Don't know, so many players just weren't up to it last season. And players like Rio Hitati can throw the dummy out, spit the dummy out, and be disgusted with Martin O'Neill for dropping him. But Rio, you got dropped for a reason, pal. Don't know, you got dropped for a reason. The club is making required changes to the is the club making required changes to reconstruct the club? Unless Nicholson and Mackay leave, there's probably not going to be any changes. They're not cutting it fine, in my personal opinion. They've had weeks. They're already weeks late. They should have been done and all ready to go after the final day. It's amazing how some clubs can sack a manager, or a manager can announce he's leaving, and then they have a replacement within days. Celtic have known that we've needed a manager since January. They have known that we've needed a long-term manager since January. But it seems to be that Celtic haven't spoken to anyone. It is. I have no idea. You can't make it up. Don't know. You just can't make it up. And sometimes when you think, because you remember we've seen John Collins sitting next to Jens at Celtic Park. Jens was there on a scouting mission, and everyone's thinking, is it going to be Jens and John Collins as his assistant? Reading into far too much. But the fact that Jens's agent said Celtic didn't even speak to us, allegedly, makes you wonder what is really going on at Celtic. We are owned by Desmond and the Sport Investment Group. They want profits paid out. Good luck with voting that out. Dermot Desmond is not the majority shareholder. 35% is not a majority. It's not a majority. He's the biggest shareholder. He has the say. You can say whatever way you want. Dermot Desmond is the biggest shareholder. He's the majority shareholder. When it comes to personal, he has the voting rights. You can all get up in arms, and you know, I don't want to upset your Sunday morning. Don't spit your coffee out and your cornflakes over. But he has the say. He's got the biggest amount of shares in this way, and nobody will outvote him. And yes, his mate on the board, Willie Hockey, can put together a proposal for Celtic fans to buy up £10 million worth of shares. I wonder how that conversation went down in the stadium on the last day. Willie Hockey standing next to Dermot Desmond. Willie, you got anything to tell me? Trying to buy up £10 million of shares to give these fucking animals the fucking say on the board. That's what I would be saying to him. What are you up to? Yeah, fucking Raj. He's the man that's got the final say. The management of the club are scared of Dermot Desmond. They are not scared of the other thousands and thousands of shareholders. They're not scared of the Celtic fans. They're scared of Dermot Desmond. Wake up and smell the coffee. Wake up and smell the coffee. You could get all the fans together and all the shareholders and try and vote down Desmond. But his other pals on the board with big chunks of shares will not vote him down. It is what it is. People are going to get really angry about it, but you've got to wake up and smell the coffee. Robert. Anyway, DD is not the majority shareholder. 35% is not the majority! Fucking shut it, you! Fucking prick! Was Keane not to be in January? Nope. Not Keane wasn't even spoken about in Well, he was spoken about, but where is the strategy? Tell me about it. Well, manager had his team playing very good football in no time with very average players. When it comes down to just passing, it's the training pitch and the ability of players. And it'll be interesting. I'd love to get an interview with Stevie Welsh. Stevie Welsh could tell you so much about what's going on in the background of Celtic and the training style of Celtic compared to the training style of Jens. But Stevie Welsh will not tell anybody that. Maybe his close mates. But Stevie Welsh is like a golden nugget of information right now. Don't know. Stevie Welsh he was praised by Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers convinced him to take on that new longer contract. And then he was kind of just left on the sidelines by Celtic. He'd still go to training and stuff, and then he went to Motherwell and he had a fantastic time at Motherwell. If there's anyone that anybody should be talking to, it's Stevie Welsh. But there we go. Baz, I would just buy curtains with the print of the pyramids on them inside. Problem solved, heating on. Celtic don't have plans, Baz. They do this every year. This is very true. Bring back Brendan. They are so unprepared. They're relying on Martin saying yes. We will never get rid of Dermot Desmond because he will pass the torch on to his son. God help Celtic then. Shambles once again, says Joseph. Doesn't matter who we bring in. The point of the manager being here for 4 or 5 years, if you build, you win in Scotland, then the English club comes calling. And boom, cash talks. Why do I still get the impression Peter Lawwell is still pulling the strings from his house? Maybe the board are camera shy. No, I could go and get that video and show you that video again of Nicholson and his really unfriendly cuddle. Don't know. He cuddled Wilfred Nancy like he'd just met up with a long lost with a mate that he had for like 20 years ago. Oh mate, how you doing? It's fucking great to see you. God, yes. Michael Nicholson did that creepy cuddle to Wilfred Nancy when he got out of the car. So I mean that's the kind of cuddle that I give my brothers when I go home. But he did it to Wilfred Nancy. It was weird. It was cringeworthy. It was like, yes, Will, you're here to save my soul. Yeah, that worked out. We've heard nothing we've heard nothing but crap for years from this board. 100% we need a younger manager who will stay for a few years and can build a team the way he wants. Yeah. As much as I love Martin O'Neill, getting beat by Dundee United, dropping points, not playing the best football, Celtic team turning up half a game at a time, and we still won the league. We still won the league. Now, everyone, you've got all the anti-Celtic will say, oh, the referees won you the league. The referees never won us the league. Hearts were absolutely crap the last day of the season. They shat it big time, and Celtic went on to win a double again. I wanted to win PSG because the biased commentary for Arsenal. Accept gain all you like, but don't embarrass yourself by singing Let the People Sing, or This Is Your Land. When you follow someone like him, very divisive. If you didn't renew your book, should you lost it to others while away? Do you believe that there are 10,000 people on a waiting list, Big Rab? Really? Do you believe that there are 15,000 people on a waiting list? Because if you do, you're mental. The amount of crap for the boards. It's all happening over at Ibrox. They seem to be scooping up the Scottish talent. What are Celtic doing? Sitting on their arses. Signing up Scottish talent is maybe fine, but I think that you need to get players in that can make a difference in Europe. You need a manager and a backroom staff that can get the best out of the players. And for whatever, I'd get rid of Strachan. I would get rid of Strachan. He's a remnant of way back under Brendan. I think we need complete change. Normally, when you lose a manager, you lose everyone in the backroom. We retained Strachan, and I think that he's maybe one of the things that's holding us back. The board will blame the Green Brigade for those Paris riots last night. They're still going on today. Zionist Nancy would be more. Look at the most successful teams in Europe: PSG, Arsenal, Man City, etc. Long-term manager having a big say in what's happening at the club. You're right, mate. You know, when we first brought in Brendan Rodgers, his first time at Celtic, he changed so much at the club. He changed everything from the way that the first team trained, the way that the B team trained, and the way that the academy players, the under 15s and such like, trained. He wanted there to be a similar style of football played at every single level, so that when players came up through the ranks, they knew what they were walking into. Celtic do not have, well, unless McManus has went back to the B team. Um, he's the B team coach again. There's a lot that needs sorted out at Celtic that hasn't been sorted out since Brendan Rodgers left. Brendan Rodgers left the club back in October last year, and we haven't sorted out so much since then. It's unbelievable. The long-term direction of the club is in absolute. The 5-year plan that the club allegedly have has to be in tatters. Liam, there are fans that go to game without political reason. Not all fans think the same as the Green Brigade or the boys. This is very true. A big majority of fans don't have the same political thinking as the Green Brigade or the boys. But a big load of fans. Dermot Finland Files will be released soon. The Dermot Finland Files? What the hell is that? If Keane is manager, then let the fun begin. If the board think that protests were bad last season, they have seen nothing yet. What are you two doing? Are you going to quit it? Scratch my leg. Pub leagues, you say. That makes Sunday League as the pub league. Aye. And totally agree about keeping politics out of football. Wait a minute here. You totally agree about keeping politics out of football. We've got an ex-politician as chairman. We have had politicians on the board at Celtic for a long time. There are political banners advertising politicians at football. Don't get on about fans and don't have a dig at fans and tell fans to keep politics out of football, because society as a whole talks about politics. It is where the working men from different areas meet up and have always spoke about political things. Don't know. I think that the fans that are against the Palestine stuff and all this, and they're the ones that generally say, keep politics out of football. Bet you're the first to say who are you voting for? Who are you voting for at the weekend? That's what I mean. I'll always go back to the Celtic Liverpool game after the Hillsborough disaster. And there's a guy for Liverpool. I'm just a young kid, teenager. And there's a Liverpool geezer and a Glaswegian standing behind me talking about the poll tax and how it was unfair that the poll tax was in Scotland but not in England. There you go. It's such a modern fucking woke bullshit thing to say. Keep politics out. Nah, it's such a woke thing to say. Keep politics out of football. When you've got Israel committing mass murder, yet FIFA allow them into football. Russia was kicked out of football for a lot less, but we have to keep politics because it's Palestine. No, if people want to talk about football and politics and football, let it be. You don't have to listen to them. You don't have to agree. But sorry, politics and football in society is ingrained. Rant over for the day. Totally agree about keeping politics out of football. Says fan 67 tick. Where is all the money going? Where's all the money? It's in the bank. Feels like Celtic bank account cards with his. I don't think that Dermot walks about with his card that's got Celtic on it and hands it over at the counter. Do you know what I mean? Comes straight at the banks. Don't embarrass yourself by singing songs with political meanings which you don't understand or care about. Because you haven't a right old rant this morning. The club is a business now, not a fan group. You pay for the product. That's obvious. The idea is to try and play the ball for dies and running behind their defence. Cheers, Irishman and Poro, grabbing a hold of the. I'm going to jump through the comments. There we go. He said it. Exactly. And yeah, I apologise for not reading your comments. I'm going to jump through it. Keep politics out of house parties. What about that prick? Something like that. Right, who's want to talk politics? Said nobody ever. Oh man, football has politics to its core, not just Celtic, of course. Right, anyway, as we've done and dusted this morning, I need to stand up because my back is killing me. Where's these fucking cats? Let me just do this. Will work by the power of technology. Oh, stand up for the last 10 minutes. Last 9 minutes. There we go, that's better. Iran killed 50,000 plus, and our fans calling that out. Oh, Jesus Christ, honestly. It's a recipe for disaster. It is, isn't it? Everyone's a recipe for disaster. Pure disaster. Well, let me jump and see if there's any Celtic. There's no news. No news. No news. No news. No news. Callum McGregor could solve Clark's problem. No one. Callum McGregor has no interest in going to the World Cup. Callum McGregor will be on holiday by now. He'll be sitting in Mallorca. His favourite place to go. Just flying back. Fucking phones off. Phones on. Callum McGregor will put his phone on. He's got it on flight mode. He's not even got it switched off. He's going, do you know what? I'll put my phone on flight mode. Nada. I don't want to talk to anyone. The last time that Calmac will be sitting thinking, the last time I went on holiday, I had bloody Celtic managers, potential managers, phone me up and going, right, Cal, where are you? Yeah, you're in Mallorca too. Sound, man. I'm at my house. What hotel are you? You fancy meeting up for lunch? Just tell me what's happening at Celtic and that. Whether it's worth coming or not. I no bother. Right, I'll meet you at the hotel, right? Fuck off. Calmac, anyway. Keep politics out of podcasts. I should start up just a political podcast, just for ranting about. Yeah. Lazio on Roma, a political avalanche. Here's a poll question: should I get a beer or a coffee? As this fucking delay is going on and on, mate. If you've not see that's I've kind of stopped getting the beers at the airport. Especially when you go to Edinburgh, you're like 7-8 quid for a beer, and I'm like, what? Coffees aren't much cheaper though, are they? I mean, you're used to paying like €1.50 for a coffee, €2 for a coffee, and then you go to the airport and they're wanting like £6 for a coffee, and it's like, really? Anyway, I'm not too sure. Answer in the comment section. Just on the live. If you're watching this back, don't bother. Should Irishman in Porto get a coffee or a beer? He's sitting at the airport. His plane's been delayed again. He was meant to be flying at 10:30. It's now 10:55. Or are you an hour in front? Are you an hour behind? Because you're in Portugal. I have no idea. Good morning to Nick. Where's the money? No idea. I've not got it. Puerto Rico, Gran Canaria. There we go. You're jumping onto the Celtic, one Celtic fan's view. Thank you for that, taking time out your holiday. Scotland will be lucky to get a point at the World Cup. Clark will play for a draw the first game. Um, having watched Scotland yesterday, and it was a great day yesterday for me actually because I've got the missus away back to the homeland. She's away back home, and I've got the remote control for the big telly. Do you know what I mean? So I'm sitting in the living room and I'm not moving for this couch all day. I ain't, I'm not moving off this sofa all day. I'm here and I'm like I'm not doing watch alongs or nothing today. I'm taking a day off. I'm going to sit and watch football, chill out, couple of beers, pizza, and the Doug and the two cats running about fucking mental. And I'm like just sending her a picture. She's like, enjoy your day of having the remote control, full control of the remote control all day, and you decide to watch 2 games of football. Fucking right. It's like that. And their beer, and fucking pizza. I was like, yeah, dancer, man. Brilliant. But anyway, Glasgow Celtic. Why Glasgow Celtic? Because they're in Glasgow and they're Celtic. Martin again. The point applies. How he couldn't get his staff to follow him, and that's the fact. Yeah, but they were in other jobs at the time. Howie, remember, was unemployed when Celtic went after him. His backroom staff got other jobs. They're not in the financial position that people like Howie are in. A manager gets paid quite well. A manager can take a year out of football and it's not really going to hit him in the pocket. When you fucking get off biting my feet. Kittens. uh, a lot of people saying beer. My 4 hour flight is now down to 45 minutes. The last time you gave us an update, it was down to 2 hours. Now it's down to 45 minutes. Coffees, beer, absolutely. Coffee, water, says Big Rab. Get a pint down you. Get an Irish coffee. That's even better. Do you know what I mean? You've not got the bloatness of the beer, but you're still getting a little bit of a wee cheeky one. And don't know if you can get an Irish coffee at the airport though. Beer. PSG are on another planet when it comes to possession and attacking. This is very, very, very true. Do you know what it was? Do you know what I liked about Arsenal actually last night? The 4-4-2. Just proper old school 4-4-2. Do you know, they went quite narrow at times. Do you know, they were really well set up. But playing with the two strikers made a bit of a difference. Not that much because they got beaten penalties. It was called Glasgow Celtic for the avoidance of politics. Vodka for Baz. The missus asked if I got a bottle of spirits because usually when she goes home, I'm just like, bottle of vodka. Just sit and tan a bottle of vodka in the house watching football. But I only got beers yesterday, so nah. Beers, whiskey, Jesus. You can tell the Scottish in here, eh? Fucking beers, whiskey at the airport. Fucking steaming. Scotland, we will get past the group stage. Are you having a laugh? Scotland to get past the group stage. Have you seen who we're playing? Thank God we didn't get Stevie Clark. Yes, this is very true. 10 men. Glasgow Celtic is a Scottish club. Of course it is. With Irish roots. I'm Scottish, but I've got an Irish gran. Don't know what your issue is. People are very narky this morning, aren't they? I know. Very, very. People are narky in the comment. Hope you had a great day yesterday, Baz. Kept looking for your live all day long. Nah, mate, you need a day off now and again. Don't know, you can get. But going to stop at the berries. Fucking rats. Um, yeah, you need. Show us the kittens. Show us. They decide to fuck off as soon as I've. Right, come here. Come here. There's one. Fucking tiny. That's Fozzie. Hey, Fozzie. The missus is like, where'd you get the name Fozzie for? Ha ha. Just a random, just a random name. And then she hears me going, aye, I'd keep Fozzie. She pops her head round the corner and I go, Fozzie, aye? Just a random name? Oh, you beauty. Ha ha. Oh, you cracker. Anyway, that was all because Bob wanted to see the kitten. As I take over the answer, I don't know how you. For a takeover to happen, you would need everyone to sell their shares that isn't Dermot Desmond, because Dermot Desmond won't sell his shares. So, will someone come in and offer double? You've then got to say, if a takeover happens, what's their agenda? Because they're going to pay over the odds for the shares. And a lot of people will not sell their Celtic shares because there's thousands and thousands of people with Celtic shares tucked away in a drawer somewhere or in a box up in a loft that they don't know where the hell they are. And that's the issue with Celtic. The best thing that Fergus McCann did could ultimately be the thing that causes the most harm to the club. Not from a business sense, but it it protected the club from being the idea that Fergus McCann, when he wanted to sell the shares to the fans, it was to make sure that the club could not be controlled by one person, that it could not be owned by one family or two families. The irony of that it has caused a situation where one man has the say, because the rest of the fan base and the shareholders are so fragmented and they don't have a single voice. Then they say, well, we have vehicles that are trying to get this one single voice, but that's years in the making. This is something that maybe should have happened. You never talk about change whilst we're really successful. We never spoke about the Dermot Desmond issue when Brendan Rodgers was all conquering and winning treble after treble. Nobody spoke about it then. It's only an issue when the board members that have been picked to do the job aren't doing the job. For me, the axe needs to fall on Chris Mackay and long-term employee Michael Nicholson. So as I take over the answer, I don't really think so. Arteta was shit to KT, can't stand him. Yeah, this is true. We were 1-1 game against Kittens. Yeah, you want to, I'm not getting the two. I'm fucking running a bit mental. Where's the other one? Here's the other one there. Right, come here, you. Here's the other one. She's a little madam. Hey, you're a pest, aren't you? Right, there you go. Brother and sister. Right. Is it a full moon? Yeah, it was a full moon last night. Fozzie needs to go. Um, The Celtic board effect makes us narky. Yeah, they do that, don't they? Keep keep kittens out of lives. Tell me about it. Do Spanish kittens understand English? Of course they do. It's all that they're used to is English. I'm not going to speak to them in Spanish and freak them right out. Just speak to them in English and that's it. It's anyway. Conor McGregor buying him out. Conor McGregor? Really? Conor McGregor? That's who you want to own Celtic? That I would say that would be worse than Dermot Desmond. Somebody tried to do a takeover. Desmond would be spiteful and tried to buy them. Yeah, he would. That's a fact. Just a lot going on about Keane. Surely up to O'Neill if he wants. Fans need to force Dermot out first. No takeover possible without that. Dermot Desmond's not going to be forced out by Celtic fans. Dermot Desmond doesn't do social media, I would reckon. I think when you've got that much money and you're when you're just all about running and buying businesses and stuff, and I'm not being funny, but I don't think that you're going to find Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, any of these social media apps on Dermot Desmond's phone. If I had that kind of money, I wouldn't have them on my phone. Because you live in your own bubble. You live in your own world. You have your own connections. You have circles that you go around in, and it's you've got a real live social circle, and not an online social circle. It's nice and toasty, 14 degrees here at 10 in the morning. Where's the temperature now? Well, it's cool down in the house. The sun has moved. It's 27.2 in the house and 28.5 outside. Martin, exactly right. I bought my first place under Thatcher rule. Interest rate was 23%. Unreal. 23% interest rate. People have never had it so lucky, have they? I can remember the first interest rate that I paid was something like 6%. Anyway, don't know where that comment came from, mate, but a long time ago. It's caused the situation. Dermot orchestrated the betrayal of McCann's vision. Has he though? Has he betrayed? When you look at the success that we've had as a club, Dermot Desmond's behind a lot of the success. You've got to give him that. And this isn't bigging up Dermot Desmond, but when Martin O'Neill was going to be manager first time round, the board were hell bent on picking anyone but Martin O'Neill. And as the story goes, seemingly Dermot brought Martin up from London to a board meeting. This was well before social media days. And then Dermot Desmond went in and says, "Welcome your new Celtic manager, Mr. Martin O'Neill." Taking the board by surprise. They already agreed the deal with Martin. Martin O'Neill was surprised that he got offered the job. Martin O'Neill said it himself. There were far better managers, far more experienced managers out there that were linked with the job the first time round. But Dermot Desmond wanted that Irish connection. And the rest, they say, is history. I don't think that it was always within Fergus McCann's dream to make Celtic dominant and successful. But I think that if you took away, it's like things happen for a reason, and if you take one little thing away at any one given time, Celtic might not have had the success that we've had over the last 25 years. Would you really change the success that we've had over the last 25 years? No, you wouldn't. Do you want to change that success going forward? No. We all still want Celtic to be winning the league. We all still want us to win doubles. We all want the club and players to sit down at the start of the season and go, right, what's our objective for this season? We want to win a treble. We want to score over 100 goals. We want to get over 100 points. That was the kind of ambition that Brendan Rodgers brought in. That Dermot Desmond, he picked Brendan Rodgers. You know, Roberto Martinez was linked at that time with Celtic as well. But Celtic went down. There was other managers that was linked. But at one point, the papers were saying that Brendan Rodgers wasn't coming to Celtic. And the message that I was getting back then was, yeah, just he's definitely coming. Don't listen to the media. But it is what it is. Desmond only owns 30% direct, but he controls over 50%. I reckon we will get PSG away in the Champions League. That would be fantastic, because the Celtic ultras and their ultras have a little love-in. 100%, 100 million, not counting this season, unbelievable. 110 million. Do you think that that's what Celtic will have made this season? Arsenal made 300 million from TV rights in this last season. It would be boring if we all thought the same. That's what makes Celtic fans so unique. It's the Celtic fan structure is what makes Celtic. The fact that you can have supporters clubs from different areas, different backgrounds, different political views. I'll get to you now, but I didn't call the cat. I'll tell you her name maybe at the end. But yeah, that's what makes Celtic's fan base so good, because you've got buses that come from different areas. I mean, I could talk about Fife. At one time, you had a bus come from Leven, a bus from Methil, a bus from Kennyway. Those are three small towns right next to each other, but they all ran individual 53-seaters. The then had a bus from St Andrews, Glenrothes, Kirkcaldy, Dunfermline, Logelly. Fife's not a big place. That's 8 buses in quite a compact area. Burnt Island used to have a bus at one time as well. 9. Can't think of any other ones. But having supporters that will travel from far and near. Right, come here, the twos. Yeah, come here. Right, come here. Right, so this is Fozzie, and this is Willow, although they look the same. I didn't call the other one. The wife got to call that one. Anyway, say bye. Right, get away over there. Don't touch the... Right, enough of the cat talk. Reckon we'll get PSG away. Yeah, definitely. Bucky. No, it's Willow. Get Snoop Dogg in. Do they understand Scottish? English, not English. Tell it's Sunday. I know, you can tell it's Sunday. Fuck Conor McGregor. We want Snoop Dogg. I'd rather have Snoop Dogg. Baz, I had a poodle. It kept in. There we go. What are you doing now? Should have locked them up. I would prefer Dr. Dre. Whoa. No, that'd be good. But then again, I'm an iced tea man. but he's too busy doing TV programs. Ice-T. So my missus watches this TV pro. This is it's a Sunday, isn't it? My missus watches this TV program, and it's got Ice-T in it, and he's that far away from what he was when he was Ice-T, and I'm like, I watch it and I'm like, I can't get over him being this, like, he's a copper or something. It's mental. No Conor McGregor. Is it? Billionaires are too busy playing golf to scroll Twitter and Facebook. Yes, this is true. I'm so glad Arsenal lost last night. Faith restored. They play football and then park the bus. They do that. Grace says good morning. Jim Lister, wouldn't FFP matter? Can't pump money in. No, we can't. We are a big enough basket case without Conor McGregor. This is very true. We are. God, get Eminem in, somebody says. Baz, you aren't supposed to sell a council house. I know, people always find loopholes. Yeah, that. At least McCann was honest. He says he'll put in an X amount, and once we do better, the situation, I'll take the exact same back out. No, he said that he would. He didn't take the exact same back out. He made 40 million. Don't know if people forget that. Fergus McCann walked away with a big chunk of cash. I don't know how much, but I mean, there was 40 million spoke about at the time. So, yeah. Right, no, don't bite that. It is a... God, they're in fucking riot mode. Growth demands change. Yes, it does. It does that. I'd prefer Fergus McCann to buy him out. Fergus McCann's far too old. Yeah, it was Gus Hiddink. Gus Hiddink was spoken about when Martin O'Neill was manager. Forget about that. Gus Hiddink was mentioned a long time ago. You can be sure there are no surprises in the board now. They just say to DD, whatever you say, master. That is very, very true. Which is now strangling the club. Yeah. Irishman and Porter, did you get a beer or did you get a coffee? You need to answer that question. That would be fantastic. PSG away. I mean that we've qualified. Yeah, this is true. Did you call the cat Maggie Thatcher? No, because then the cat would be dead. I'm a son of a minor. I ain't calling fucking anything Maggie Thatcher. Are you mental? I lived through that shit. Willow Flood, poor cat. It's not named after Willow Flood. Oh my god. Get Eminem in. Law and Order. Yeah, it's Law. Yeah, is it that Law and Order? Aye. Fuck, it's mental, isn't it? What's the cricket with Sriracha? Unreal. He was unreal against Hearts. He pushed that second goal. What's the cricket? What's the cricket? What's the crack, you mean? Yeah. I'd get 50 Cent. If people don't behave, he'd make a documentary about it. Fergus made a fortune at Celtic. Yes, he did that and buggered off back to Canada. McCann left the club. Left the club 30 million in debt as he sold up. The club had to downsize for 10 years. People forget this. Ooh, imagine M. Vicar. No. Do you think that Fergus would have let them away with the cheating? Not a chance. Better with dog bars than Archie. I've got a dog as well, mate. I've had a dog for years. The dog's 13 years old, and now she's got these fucking two cats trying to cuddle into her and everything. We won't force Dermot out, but the fans owning 10 or 20% will complicate his power. Interesting. I lived through the Maggie years. One of the reasons I'm in Oz now, and I lived through the Maggie years. I lived through Scotland not going to vote for its own independence, and that's why I live in Spain now. There we go. Still loads of managers available on the transfer market web. As of course there is. There's loads of managers available. Celtic just haven't spoken to anyone. Fergus was hated just as much as Desmond when he was here. Yes, and Fergus was booed and Flaherty. People forget that. Fergus McCann was booed when pulled up the flag. I can understand why he was booed. Don't know, people say, oh, it's disgusting, booing Fergus McCann for everything that he did for the club. He did a lot of good for the club, but he did a lot of things that, you know, you're thinking, yeah, they never shite in their own garden, always the neighbours. No, our shite in boxes, and then they'll be trained to go up the woods and shite up the woods. But then again, I don't live in a street. Fergus deserved everything he got, was willing to put money in. Was a gamble. He didn't put all his own money in though, was it? There was other people who put money in. Oh, he's having a great time in his retirement. Shouldn't Martin O'Neill be given the same retirement rather than us putting pressure on you know, we should have kept Martin O'Neill? I don't want us to go into next season and have regrets about not keeping Martin O'Neill. I think that we need to, if we're big enough to say that Fergus McCann deserved everything he got and he deserved to go into retirement, I think that Martin O'Neill also deserves to go into retirement from working 6 days a week for the majority of 11 months. McCann made his plans public. I have no beef. Drop the. That is the quote. That is exactly why Fergus McCann is still remembered fondly, because he came out and he told us what was going on. Told us every single stage. Didn't lie to the fans. Didn't hide things from the fans. And that's why Fergus McCann is still looked upon as a fantastic owner of the club. Did wee Fergie pay off Tommy Burns? I was about 9 or 10. Did he pay? He sacked him, mate. He wanted Tommy Burns to go out the back door. He wanted him to leave at a side exit so that photographers couldn't get a picture of Tommy Burns being sacked. That's why Fergus McCann was booed. Because he sacked Tommy Burns. Don't know. Is this board or the Kellys? Who's worse? Jesus, it's too late for him. What time is it? How the hell am I still on? Jesus. Fergus is only 10 years older than Martin O'Neill. Who's worse, the Kellys or the board, in your opinion? Having lived through both, the Kellys and Whites, it's kind of hard because Celtic were, up until 1988, 89, I would say, Celtic were still quite successful. You know, it was a harder league to win against, but there were a bunch of charlatans. You know, it was a family-run club run by families, and I'd love to know how two families came to have total control of Celtic. But anyway, I think that this board are trying to get themselves as unloved as that old board. Will a new manager be announced next week? Yes, once the season tickets has closed. Our biggest hope is Desmond retiring, passing on to his lad. Takeover Jr. doesn't have the minerals for it and will sell. His AGM performance showed that. Liverpool replaced the manager within 2-3 days. Yeah, this is true. Fergus had plenty to say about the Irish supporters, which wasn't very good. Yes, it was divisive at the time. Fergus was moved because the fans are still angry at that Wim was gone. Yeah, Wim Janssen won us the league, and he was abused for that as well because Wim Janssen stopped the 10 and left 2 days later because of a fallout with Fergus. This board are worse than the Kellys. As back then we could sign equality because we couldn't sign inequality because we signed Tony Cascarino. Who was a goal scoring machine before he came to Celtic. Martin O'Neill won't be fooled twice. Yeah, this is very true. Right, I'm going to jump through to the end of these. Fergus was booed for the words to the Irish report on many occasions, yeah. Right, anyway, thank you to everyone who has been on the live this morning. Over 2,500 people. Not bad for a little Sunday morning, considering it's not even football season time. Should we do a watch along for the girls' football? I don't know if I should because it'd be disrespectful because I've never watched girls' football all season. So I probably won't, to be fair. There's nothing worse than being the life of a son of a billionaire, is there? I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. That's so far from upbringing in an old Scottish mining community. So far. It's unbelievable. Don't know, it's the kind of money that you just I mean, I'm surprised I'm living where I am. I mean, coming from my background, it's just I've got to pinch myself. Do you know what I mean? I wake up in the morning and I walk about. I mean, me and the missus, we go down to one of the beach bars down in front of us, and we sit and we laugh. We turn around and we live here. We say that to each other, it's like we live here. It's fucking mental. It's mental. We live here. I mean, anything is possible, although being a billionaire isn't. Although it could be. Anyway, who cares? Mrs. O'Neill will decide if Martin stays. Yes, I think so. Anyway, that's been done and dusted for this morning. What time's the match? We'll probably be still at this airport. Have you not left yet, mate? Jesus. You're missing that flight now, aren't you? You're missing that connecting flight now. Spot on. The match would be, I think, was it half one? Celtic Park time or something? I don't know. Right, I'll have you. Yeah, I might be back on later on today. Costa del Sol, mate. Costa del Sol. Just outside Malaga. But 45 minutes outside Malaga. This way. Not down Torremolinos way and all the crazy British places. Anyway, that's me done and dusted for this morning. Have a fantastic day, Celtic fans, wherever you are, all around the world. One last check, just make sure there is no breaking news. Nothing at all. Typical Celtic.